Hey, this is Laura Eubanks of Design for Serenity with your succulent tip of the day, and I am here in Tustin with the amazing Brian Paul the Pottist. And I found him on Instagram, and I was so incredibly blown away by his work. And he lives up around here, so I thought if I could tear him away from his day job, that I'd have him come up because I want you all to see what this man does. So, and his story is interesting and it resonates with me too. So, Brian, how did you get going doing pots?
Well, I got into succulents only about 4 years ago. And we were redoing our yard, not unlike this yard. And I started to put succulents in pottery. And when I went out to various nurseries to pick up pots, I wasn't really happy with what they were offering, the typical fare. And I thought, I'm kind of a creative guy, so I probably make one. So my kids had some air dry clay, and I started playing around with this air dry clay and making some stuff I really liked. And when my wife saw it, she says, "Oh, that's nice, but I hope you don't plan on putting water in any of that because it will pretty much dissolve once water hits it." So she talked me into buying a kiln for $30 on Craigslist. And a little Googling later, and I was in business making pots in my backyard. A couple of hundred really ugly pots later, I kind of found my groove. And my style is organic, if you'd say, kind of dynamic, organic, natural. I wanted to feel like the plant grew from the pot. So my style, as you can probably see, is natural. I use sticks, I use rocks, I use pieces of nature. I'll smash a pot up against a tree or up against a rock or a boulder if I have to get the look I'm going for. So that's my story. That's how I got here.
It's incredible. And you just do this as a hobby, don't you?
It's a hobby. I'm in advertising. I'm an associate creative director as an ad agency. The other 60 to 80 hours a week. Outside of that, I have 3 lovely kiddos and a wife who keeps me busy. So in between all of that, I squeeze in just a little bit of time to mess with some clay and make some pots.
And your stuff goes fast. Do you commission pieces? Can people contact you through Instagram and order things, or do you put things up and then it's first come first serve, or how does that work, Brian?
I make a batch in my kiln of about 8 pots, and I stage them with plants because as much as it would be nice to put out a pot and just say, "Hey, come get it," I really like the process of putting together a plant with a pot and showing the world what it could look like with the right plant, because I think that's an art into itself. So I post the plants and pots together and offer them on my Instagram page or on my Facebook page, and they go really fast.
Yes, they do.
So
really
what I do is every once in a while, which is probably every other day, I get someone asking for a pot for their specific plant. I love to do commission work. I do probably a couple of pieces of commissioned work a month.
Couple pieces of commissioned work a month.
Mm-hmm.
And so you've got to check out his Instagram because you're a phenomenal photographer too, and the photos are so beautiful. I want to thank you, Brian, for coming today and encourage all of you to check out this amazing guy. This has been Laura Eubanks with Brian Paul and Design for Serenity with your succulent tip of the day.